Hello, fellow miners and crafters. This is episode 4 of Mediocre Minecraft, and I am so glad you decided to join us today. Before we get into it, I do want to mention that this episode's about a week late, and I apologize for that. I went on a short vacation, and then I got sick on the way back, and my voice was all messed up. My throat hurt. It was just impossible to record these voiceovers, so I do apologize, and you may hear it now. I'm sorry for that, but hopefully it sounds all right. We're going to have a great episode today. We are going to fix that ugly staircase behind us. We're going to add to it, make it look a little bit more attractive. And then we're going to go to the Nether, see what our Nether spawn looks like. And lastly, if we have time, I want to do a little bit of villager trading, just sort of set the wheels in motion for future episodes. So with that all said, let's get to it because we have a lot to do today. So we're walking up our staircase here, and as you can see, it's just sort of sad. The staircase itself is fine, but it's floating in the middle of the air. There's no walls to it. There's no structure. So that's what we're going to work on today, but we need some supplies. So let's go into our stone cutter, and I think what we're going to do is some combination of deep slate and tough bricks. They go together really well. Deep slate bricks are almost like a darker version, or really are a darker version of tough bricks, but my point being that, as you can see there, it's almost like the shadow version of tough. So what I'm going to try to do is do the lower layers of the wall with these deep slate bricks, and then we'll do the tough bricks on top. So I'm going to fill these in here. We're going to go about 3 up here, and then we'll do tough just on the top rim here. And I think my plan is to put spruce fences on top of the tough. So basically it'll be deep slate, that'll transition into tough, and then we'll have the spruce fences on top of the tough, and that will actually be sort of the railing for the wall as you go down the stairs. But let's see how this looks, and then we'll adjust as need be. Again, our fence is down here, and let's fill in this little corner here with more deep slate, and then we'll throw the tough on top. And what we'll do is we're going to do this. We got to break that. We're going to do this first section. We'll step away from it, either using free cam or just walking away. And yeah, we'll take a look at how it looks. Yeah, this needs to go down. I think we went up one section too high. We'll put a fence, put 2 fences on top of here, and I think that's sort of more what we're going for. So let's take a look, see how this appears from a little far away. Oops, all right, clumsy, mediocre, on brand. And I don't really like that. All right, so this may not work. 1, there's not enough depth, and 2, the sort of the gradient between the two. I mean, it's not really much of a gradient given that they're 2 different colors here, but it doesn't look great. So let's work on this. I think maybe what we're going to do is add some depth and separate these 2 sets of brick. And what we could do is we could build the let me get this deep slate out of the way, but once we're done here, I think what we'll do is we'll set the deep slate bricks back 1 block. We'll bring the tough all the way down, and then maybe we'll do some like arches with the tough, and the deep slate will be revealed behind. I think that might look really good, especially because, like I said, the deep slate bricks are almost just like a shadowed version of the tough bricks, especially when you're very far away. So let's see. We're going to clear this dirt out here, and then we can start putting the deep slate behind here, and see what that's gonna look like. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, that'll work. Maybe we'll go up 4 high here. Let's see. Do we need to? Yeah, I think we do. Yeah. Let's get this all filled up, and then we'll work on the archway using tough, and we'll probably need to do some tough stairs or something like that. Let's clean this corner up a little bit. There goes a shovel. All right. But let's clean this corner up a little bit with our tough. We're making a quick trip to the stone cutter just to get a few tough stairs going. That'll help us make our arches. All right, so we put 1 here, and then I think we might want 1 in the middle, honestly. 2 arches better than 1 kind of thing. Let's see. We're going to fill this in at the top, and then we'll put another stair on the opposite side, and then I think if we do 2 in the middle here, that's going to look best. So let's throw 1 here, and then the reverse side, we do another upside down, and we'll step away, and I think that looks pretty good. We're going to get a little bit further away here. I think that looks really nice, though. Let's keep working on it. Now we're going to build up the inside of this section. Probably won't need any deep slate for this. It's a small enough area where I don't think we'd have enough room for arches anyways. And also, I'm probably going to build up this landmass that's right behind the wall. So there'll be stuff there, I guess is what I'm saying. The arches won't really be necessary to fill in the picture. Let's get our fences up though. And we're going to dig into the ground a little bit here. I mean, these are essentially retaining walls holding the earth back by this path, by this staircase. So we're going to go at least 1 block into the ground where all the, for the tuff, you know. We don't have to get crazy. It doesn't have to be structurally accurate, but I do want it to make sense. And to do that, these tough bricks need to be below the level of the path. So we're going to build this up, and then what we'll do is we're going to build away behind the tuff here. We're going to fill this whole section in with deep slate, just that way when I build the arches I don't have to worry about where the deep slate is. It'll just be behind the whole thing. And now this is what we're left with, and I think it's coming together pretty well. We are going to have, you can see I have a little step here. We're going to have a little door right there. Built within this hill and within this staircase system, there are going to be little rooms, shops, houses, whatever they may be. Our nether portal, actually, which is what we're going to build next. Hey, speaking of nether portals, there's the obsidian we're going to use. Yeah, so this is going to be one of those areas, and that's why it's hollow behind, and that's why we're opening up a door there. Now we need to start working on the outside of the staircase. And this is going to require more bricks than the inside, just because the outside is always going to have greater length than the inside, I think. I think that's a physics thing. Anyway, so we got our tough bricks down, put some more fences in here. And now we're moving on to the front, which is definitely the largest wall that we're going to build. This one's going to be quite a bit taller than everything else, just because the stairs have the most drastic vertical change in this section. So we're going to fill this all in with tuff. We'll probably have at least 2 big archways under this section, and there'll be some fairly large rooms down here, one of which I think is going to be at least the beginning of a villager trading section. I'm not going to call it a villager trading hall, at least not yet, just because I'm not sure how many villagers I'm going to put in there. I'm not sure which villagers I'm going to put in there. We might have multiple areas where there's villager trading available. So, but this is going to at least start off with farmers, and then I'll probably move some tool, weaponsmith, and armorers in there as well, because those are the guys who you can sell iron to, and it would be convenient if they're right below our iron farm. So that's at least my plan at the moment, but just like everything in this world, it's definitely going to sort of come about organically. So we'll see how that villager trading area really, ends up once we get there later in this episode. Going to finish this wall up here, and then we'll have to throw on the rest of the fences, and we'll be looking pretty good. Making our way down, we need to take out some of this dirt here. We're going to continue the wall right around, and since it's a retaining wall, it needs to be kind of sharp angles. We're going to put the rest of our fences in, leading down to the last, the last little turn here. Very good. We'll fill in these fences, essentially 2 fences per level during the stairs. So let's take a little look on FreeCam, and as you can see, it's already a huge improvement over what we had at the beginning of the episode. I mean, really, just for me, it's been about 30 minutes, but for you, it's probably going to be about 10 minutes of video time. So our next little opening is going to be in this section here, and I think we can do a 3x3 at least to start with, and then we'll sort of see how it ends up and what we want. But this is going to be where our Nether portal is. We are going to dig out a little area here. We'll probably make this a step down because the top of the hill is right above us, so I'd like a higher roof than that, a higher ceiling. And let's get our stairs in. And I'm going to jump around a little bit here. I realized that I hadn't finished the bottom section of this wall, so I want to do that first, at least get it looking a little prettier before we go to the Nether. I just feel like getting this done first makes some sense. So we're going to take some sections out of this wall for our setback deep slate sections. This area that we're digging out right now, I believe, is going to be where our first set of villagers are kept. I know I have 2 farmer villagers across the way over at the village just yonder, village number 2, I think it was originally. So they're going to come join us later in the episode, and they'll be our first folks to trade with. And get our stairs in. Very good. All right, we have that section done now. Let's come back up here and we'll do a quick free cam just to see what it looks like. But as I said, I think it's a huge improvement already. We still have some detailing to do. We definitely have a ways to go, but it looks a lot better. Now, let's grab some obsidian. Now, I'm sure some of you are thinking, man, this is the second time this guy has made us watch him mine obsidian on video. I promise, we're gonna go and do we're gonna speed this up and go to a little time lapse when I do my editing. So let's jump into a time lapse. It is a lot of obsidian. I want to make a big, or at least a reasonably big nether portal, but let's speed this up for you. Now, because we have unlimited iron, essentially, I'm going to grab this lava. There's no reason not to save it. I can put it with my smelter. And then when we run out of fuel, we can just throw a lava bucket in there and just keep them rotating. So let's head back up there. And we're going to I think we're going to throw them into the bottom chest, even though that's where the smelted items go. Let's just toss them in here. And we'll grab the rest of it. Might as well. There's a lot of it, but we got plenty of buckets and we got plenty of place to store our buskets. So let's do that. Now, I do think we'll probably transition to using some other form of fuel at some point during the season. It might be kelp, it might be something else, but that is the plan. Maintain some consistency with the outside of this area, we're going to use spruce planks for the floor. Not sure why I'm not using slabs, but I'm not. I'm using planks this time. Now, we're not going to finish this room right now. I just want to get the floor down just so it doesn't look like a big stony cave. Once we're done with this, we're going to go back to the room where the nether portal is going to be. We'll construct it and we'll check out the nether, but I just want to get this floor in real quick. Since I have the planks in my inventory anyways, might as well. We'll finish this up and let's step outside and just sort of take a look, make sure it looks reasonable. It doesn't have to look great, but yeah, it looks like a room, you know. There's still a lot of stone in there and we'll take care of that. But for now, I can sort of live with this. Let's leave a crafting table. No, let's put it over here. We'll leave it there just so we have something to work with. So before we go to the nether, And before we start trading with villagers, I did want to see, there were 2 librarians over here. I want to see what trades they have. Oh, wow. And this guy has protection 4, so we're going to leave him alone. We're going to trade some paper with him now. And yeah, you can't leave. You still need to stay here. I'm sorry. Let's trade some paper with you, guy. And we'll get this trade locked in. I originally was coming over here because I was hoping someone, I might be able to get one of these 2 guys to be in a what do you call it? A Fortune 3 bookman or book person, I should say. Um, really wanted the Fortune 3 just so that when we were sort of traveling around and mining things, we would get more of those things. But you know what? This guy had protection 4 right off the bat, so I am just going to leave it as is. I'm just going to trade whatever paper I have with him. It's too bad his second trade was also a protection book, but you know what? We'll take it. Protection 4 is no joke. I'm going to get some lanterns because we need to light some stuff up anyways, and we will move on to our next librarian. All right, so this is librarian number 2 over at village number 1, number 2 at number 1. And I've been re-rolling trades with him for a little bit now. It does make me wish I had a sticky piston and a lever so that I could not have to, I would not have to break this with my axe every time, but you know what, it is what it is. So we're going to keep this up until we get a trade that we specifically want. Like I said, hopefully fortune, but I would also take a good unbreaking or a mending at this point. So I'm going to keep working and I will check in as soon as he gives us a good trade. All right, give me something good, guy, this time. Let's see, what do we got? Oh, there we go. All right, so we're going to keep mending. It's not what we came for. I still never got a fortune trade, but mending is good enough. It's important enough that we're gonna lock it in. All right, so we got our first 2 villagers locked in with trades, both of them librarians. We're back to our nether portal room now. I realize this. I've been a little scatterbrained this episode. I'm just trying to keep sort of everything fresh for myself and not focus on any one thing for too long. But let's get this dirt out of the way, and then we are going to mine up this stone. We're going to make the room bigger, and then we're going to drop the floor down a bit. And like I said, we're going to drop this floor down. The top of the hill is right above us, and so we can't go up very far. And so in order to have a larger room with higher ceilings, we need to go down. So that's what we're going to do. I think it's cool anyways. It sort of makes it like a little nook in the hillside, and I kind of dig that. We're going to dig this out for our nether portal, and now let's add our obsidian in all around. Like I said, it's going to be a bigger nether portal than most would have on their initial builds. But I just think it looks nice to have a large one. I think it's a neat looking thing, especially with that sort of purple glowy stuff. We'll put on shaders at some point, and maybe it'll look even cooler there. We got our portal in. We're going to throw some spruce planks down for flooring, and we'll add some stairs as well. Again, just trying to keep it fairly consistent. We'll probably decorate these rooms differently as we get into detailing, but for now I just want them to make sense. I want people to, or I want me to be able to walk into it and be like, yeah, that looks like it could be a legit thing. We'll get our stairs in, do some oh, that didn't work. I need a corner stair there. Come on, corner stair. Do I not know how to do a... Okay, apparently I don't know how to do a corner stair. Let's try this. Corner? All right, okay. So let's do that over here. Mr. Mediocre here. Sorry, apologies. There we go. All right, that looks a lot better. And now we can do spruce stairs for the bottom, and that way I can just basically walk up and out. I had some gold in the smelter, so let's, oh, perfect. Actually, 5 is just what we need. So there's a little bit more, but 5 is what we need for a golden helmet. Always need that if we're going into the nether. We'll throw that on. Boom, looking very stylish right now. And let's light this portal, right? Let's do it. I think, yep, flint and steel there. There we go. Boom, purple goodness. Very cool swirls. And let's jump in, take my sword out, and we will see what is on the other side. What are we going to come out into? And oh, look, it's a crimson forest. Very pretty. I will admit, I'm actually not sure what, if anything, important you get from a crimson forest. Can there be, I mean, there can't be, can there be nether fortresses and bastions and whatnot in crimson forest? I'm really not sure. So let's just take a look around. Now, one specific thing I would like to do is mine some of this stuff. Yeah, very timely. We want some nether quartz, and that's because it is used in all sorts of things. It can be a building material, and it's needed for a bunch of redstone components, and that's why we are grabbing it. I'm not going to take a ton, but we're going to take enough. It's also good for XP, I guess, but I think our villager trading, once we get that going, I think that'll be our primary form of experience for a while. Oh, wow, that's, I'm glad I was digging with like 3 blocks away from the wall, because, man, that is a long, long drop, and I would lose everything I have. We're going to crouch and get this last bit of nether quartz, and then I think that's a close enough call for our day here. We'll head back to the overworld after we grab this last little bit of quartz. I might grab some gold on the way back too. I didn't see any like piglins that were going to give me a problem, and our tunnel is pretty long at this point. We'll grab some glowstone powder as well since it's here. I wish I had a silk touch or something, but I don't, but the powder is still useful as well. And then some shroom lights as well. These can be used as light sources, and they drop themselves. I don't have to worry about silk touch, so that's nice. And now, with a little bit of lag going on, let's head back to the overworld. I think that was a successful trip. We got to see what was going on, and maybe next episode we'll take a longer trip to the Nether. All right, so we're going to take a walk down our staircase here just so we can be happy with ourselves today. This does make me happy. It made me smile, actually, just now. It's this room looks good. The nether area looks good. The stairs and the railings and whatnot look great. We are going to head over to this village, and we are going to grab a couple villagers. So unfortunately, there's a pretty big chasm in between where our villager trading area is going to be and where the villagers are. So we're going to build a little bridge because I want to bring them over by boat, and I want to be able to take this boat over safely on a lead. So we're going to build this bridge, and then we'll find some villagers. All right, bridge is complete. I see villagers on the roof. Let's go get them. Let's head right around here, and up we go onto this hillside. Villagers, your ability to set up infrastructure and make your own lives easier, or lack of ability when it comes to that, really bugs me. We're going to throw a boat down here. Perfect. One of you is already in. Can one of you guys just kind of hop on up there and get sucked into that boat? I really wouldn't mind. Nice. Oh man, that was great. That was incredibly timely. Let's get our lead out. We're going to put a lead on this boat here. Didn't used to be able to do this in Java Minecraft. It was a bedrock thing, which is what I started playing way back. Well, by way back, I mean like 4 years ago or 5 years ago. But I started playing on the Switch, and you could do this on the Bedrock Minecraft. And when I came over to Java, for all its cool, other things, you couldn't do this, but now you can, so that's great. Got our villagers over here where they're going to live. Put them in a little box just because, got to keep them safe while we build out the area. And just a brief intermission here. I realized I actually hadn't finished the bottom of these stairs yet. So let's put a couple more blocks in just to make it look right. This will make me happy on the inside of any kind of OCD thing I have going on. Hopefully this will bring me back down to earth. So let's make a crafter here because we do need a couple more fences. Yeah, that'll be perfect. All right, last spruce fence in. We pick up our crafting bench, and look at that. It's awesome. Let's also take a minute to harvest our crops. Because our first 2 villagers that we're going to trade with are both going to be farmers, we should probably have the crops that we need to trade with them. I'm hoping that I can get them on these 3 crops only. Carrots, wheat, and potatoes. We'll probably do a melon farm at some point, but for right now, these are the 3. So let's start working on our room here. That's going to become sort of a trading area for these farmers. Let's break out this deep slate, and then we'll start digging out the area behind. Hopefully it's not solid, but if it is, it is. There's a little bit of open space, so maybe a little bit less work than I had worried about. But we're going to dig this out and make it into a pretty big area. We got a nice square dugout, but now we do need to start digging down. I like the aesthetic where all these rooms are sort of, kind of little cubbies almost, that they all kind of meander downwards before the room really opens up. And again, it allows me to have higher ceilings because above this there's more pathway, there's more staircase, so we need to be able to do this. We're going to take the sides out quite a bit as well because I want to be able to have some stuff going on in the middle of this room once we get our villagers in. So we're going to take this side back maybe like 4 more blocks deep or so. Now, while I do this, I do have a question for y'all watching. If you wouldn't mind leaving a comment, are you pro or anti villager trading hall? How do you feel about that? It's kind of slavey, right? It's a little bit indentured servant like. Yeah, leave a comment if you don't mind. I'd love to hear what you have to say. This time I am going to use slabs. It's a bigger floor, so we're going to use spruce slabs for the floor, just like the other 2 rooms that we've done. Keep that same aesthetic going. Going to get our stairs in place once again. Spruce stairs going up to the opening, and then we'll take these dirt blocks out, and we'll have stairs go directly down in the doorway here. Hopefully this will be less embarrassing than last time. Let's see if we can get some corner stairs down here. This guy needs to be a corner, so let's replace him. And this guy, we'll do a regular stair there, and then a corner stair here, and then once again should be able to walk up from just about any angle we want. And then we'll just head over and do the other side. Now, one new element here, because these ceilings are so high, I feel like we need to offer some kind of support, some kind of idea that, there are columns or something. So we're going to use some oak logs here. I think they'll look nice. They look similar to spruce, but not the exact same. And I have plenty of them, so that's a nice way to go. I think if we leave 3 spaces between them, that'll give us room for 2 villagers and a little wall separating them. Let's put our 3rd one in here. I did add some oak planks behind the oak logs. I think it's a good color. We're going to cover quite a bit of it up. We're going to try some walls here first. We'll see how that looks. We'll put a actual block underneath the tough bricks. And then 1 villager can go on one side, 1 can go on the other. I'm not sure if I really like this though. There's something about sort of the grayness, the light grayness of the tuff that's not really going with this wood all that well. So let's try, yeah, that doesn't look much better, honestly. Let's change this. We'll get rid of the tuff. And I think maybe if we get rid of this, maybe deep slate is the answer. It's not that I dislike the walls and the bricks and whatnot, but I just think the color is off. So maybe if we use deep slate and we mix in these, we mix in the cracked deep slate. We'll put some stairs on both sides. That'll be the sort of where the villager's head is so they can't jump up and out. And that's looking better, honestly. I think the dark color of the deep slate was needed there. All right, guys, it's your time to shine, villagers. Let's get in here. Come on. Come on. Yeah, very good. Very good. I love how you can't get hurt in a boat. All right, so villager number 1 took to the composter immediately. He immediately got the little green sparkles, and luckily he got the wheat and carrot trade, which is one of the trades I'm wanting, so that's perfect. I'm just going to trade up with him. If I can get him 1 further level up, I just wouldn't mind seeing what his other trades are, but it's not super important. Beetroot trade? I do not think so. While I was trying to get that villager to re-roll, I did have this thought that maybe this would look good. So let's put some deep slate slabs down, deep slate brick slabs, and I think that looks a lot better. Now let's trap these guys in here. We're going to try to get them into their new homes. Again, I feel bad saying that, but it is as Coach says, it is what it is. Let's build up this wall here. Let's break our boat. Okay, very good. Managed to do it without hurting them. And then villager number 1, who has his trade locks in, I think he'll be pretty easy to get in here. He likes the composter. We're gonna break it. We're gonna push him back into his little cubby, and then we'll put the composter down, and he should be all set. Get in. There we go, beautiful. And yeah, and he attaches back to it right away. This guy, you can tell he's kind of worried, and I think it's because he still thinks he's a member of the village across the way, down the block. So we may need to take some corrective action. let's see how this goes. Yeah, so villager number 2 does not want to be cooperative. Maybe it's not his fault, but what we're going to do is we're going to put a boat down right at the entrance here, and we're going to let him out. We're going to break this stone down, and he is, at some point, I hope, going to try to leave. And when he does, the boat is hopefully going to catch him. And what we're going to do is we're just going to take him on a little trip down the river, and hopefully when we get a little ways away, he will decide that he is not a farmer anymore, and he'll let us re-roll his trade. So there he goes. Okay, so get up into the boat. Perfect. All right, in the boat. I can jump in with him. Get in there. Awesome. Okay, and now we can just row ourselves over to this river here. Now, as we row down the hill into the water, I do want to show you, I did go over to the village and I took all their beds, every single one of them. Even the beds of the villagers that I've locked up in their homes. Sorry guys, you're not going to be able to sleep unless you sleep on the floor. I just wanted to make sure that this villager lost connection with the village. So let's see if that works. We're getting further. Oh, and see, perfect. Look at that. We are the big winners of the day. Go us. Good job. Yeah, very happy about that. So now we'll head back, and like I did before, we'll jump out of this boat. I'll put my lead. Where's my lead? Oh, it's in the bundle. Yeah, it's in the bundle. All right. Yeah, you're taking things out of bundles. Woo! Yeah, we'll just lead up the boat, and then we just have to hop a lot up this hill, and Mr. Or Mrs. Villager will follow us in the boat. This is going to take a while, so I'll check back in once we get closer to home. And here we come, returning our friendly villager to his new home, their new home. We got him in. He's buying some cobblestone. Let's break this boat, and let's put a composter down. Yep, I know, I'm not trying to hit you with it, but there we go. Oh, you are a superstar. And look at that. Potatoes and wheat. That is perfect. So I have carrots and wheat and potatoes and wheat. Villager 1, villager 2. That's great. We need to name these guys as soon as we're able to, because they are deserving of it. They've been champs throughout this whole process. If I could just get him back in here, there we go. And we'll put his composter down, and he gets the green sparkles. Now, up here, the last couple things I want to do is put some walls on both sides. We'll put some slabs underneath. I think that looks pretty good. And I think the last thing we need to do is put something up here behind, some kind of change of color. And for right now, that's going to be terracotta. I think I might dye it and do something else in the future. But for right now, I think that looks pretty good. And we'll just continue that pattern for the whole room if we decide to do so. Did have this thought that our chest of iron ingots might be overflowing. I want to add a second double chest to it. At some point, we'll put an autocrafter in and it'll craft them in iron blocks, but for right now, this is going to have to suffice. We're just going to dig this down, and we'll take a hopper. Actually, we don't want to take a hopper yet. We need to take our chests. We'll dig this out a little bit more. And then we'll just throw another double chest and a hopper connecting it, and the top chest will flow into the second one, doubling up our space. Then we just need to add some more slabs down onto the floor so that things can't spawn down here, and we will be all set. Oh boy, man, that was an episode right there. I think that was a really solid episode. I feel good about what we did. Our stair sort of case looks awesome. I think there are a lot of opportunities to build in and around it. We went to the Nether. We saw our Nether spawn. It wasn't horrible. And we did some initial villager trading. I am pretty excited about where we're at, and I really appreciate you all watching. Again, we're going to keep on building this infrastructure up, keep on making this a cool place to live, and hopefully someday Humphrey will decide to end his roaming and come join us. If you like the episode, please like it. Please subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. And thank you again for watching. Hope you're well. Have a great new year, and we'll see y'all next week.